Okay, so the first item in front of us, guys, is a change to policy JFAA. It does a couple of things. It clears some language that wasn't very clear. It involves the Department of Alternative Programs for students who are seeking first-time enrollment, because in many cases, and the board has said they have some concerns about students being expelled from other districts seeking first-time enrollment in our district, so it clearly addresses that. And also includes the constituent board's role in that. And then one other thing that it does is it helps the parents and legal guardians with military deployment. That's the last bullet point. So kids at the end of their school year, as much as possible, we don't have to disrupt them should their parents transfer. So is there any questions? This is being presented for first reading.
I move to approve first reading of policy JFAA and forward to the August 27 board meeting.
I want a question before a second. Cindy, it mentions in the second sentence, specifically the district will no longer admit students who have been expelled. Is there a timeline into that? Are you talking recently expelled 5 years ago?
Oh, you're talking, okay, I thought you were talking about how long before we'd let them in. You're saying, does that mean they've ever been expelled in their life ever?
Right, because this line doesn't specify.
So Jennifer can probably back me up, but I think that it means that if you are currently expelled.
Could it say that?
Sure.
Yeah,
That's a
I
good
agree.
idea.
Clean that up. This says expelled from another district and state, thus and not eligible to attend their school at this time.
Or some, yeah, just because I understand what your point is, but to say has been expelled, kid could have been expelled 4 years ago, and that means according to this policy, we wouldn't allow them to attend.
Good point.
Currently,
Right, currently expelled would be, just add the word currently.
Okay, so I
Michael,
move
with that
to
added,
approve
do you
with that
second the
wording.
motion?
Hold on.
So rather than has been, just say is currently.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll second that.
So you have a motion and a second to approve first reading. Priscilla? Priscilla?
Yes.
How do you vote?
Yes.
Michael?
Aye.
Eric is not with us, I'm sorry. Kate?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
And I vote yes, and the motion carries. The
Cindy,
next,
quick question. Does this apply to students within our current district? So, for example,
Well, the state law does say something about constituent district, and that language was in there and has not been changed.
okay.
So the next item is a waiver request from a soon-to-be-opened hotel. There's a law that says they can't sell liquor within 150 feet of a school. And do the math, it's downtown Charleston and our schools and leftover property, and they're just simply asking for a waiver. If I'm correct, permanent sale.
That is correct.
What is permanent sale?
Meaning it's not for a special event, they will have a place to purchase, they'll have a bar inside the hotel.
And other entities nearby, I think you told me when I asked, have approved the waiver.
Except-
Right.
Church.
I think they have to reach out to churches and schools. And so Mother Emanuel is the closest church to their hotel. So they've already reached out and gotten the waiver from Mother Emanuel.
What's the, isn't it about 150 feet or something?
Right, the rule is within 150 feet of a church and a school.
Isn't there another church?
There possibly is, but we knew that one was closest to Buste and
Because
the
there's a church
hotel.
right behind Buste.
Right.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
not saying
St.
that,
Stephen's.
that they didn't, we know for a fact they did to the closest church. But it's a rule that doesn't exist for us, so that if there is another school or another church within 50 feet, that they also have to agree to this.
What kind of hotel is this? Isn't this supposed to be some kind of
It's a small,
high-end kind of $1,200 a night hotel?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's a small conversion boutique.
it's a luxury hotel with 50 guest rooms. Hotel Bella Grace is a soft brand of the Hotel Residence Inn platform with guest rooms featuring complete kitchens and a small living room. Blah, 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 blah. So,
You've already provided them with the ability, and by you, I mean a previous board, I'm not sure if it was you specifically, but you've provided them with the ability to sell beer and wine. This is a request specifically for liquor.
and just so you know, in the attachment, they say, you know, in addition to beer and wine, we would like to serve liquor to our guests. Liquor service requires a signed waiver from churches and schools located within 150 feet of the school. We have a signed waiver from leadership at Mother Emanuel Church, and we recently reviewed the hotel's plan to serve liquor with the Historic Ansonboro Neighborhood Association, and they notified us they have no objection. So,
So we have lost our quorum,
We sure have.
yep, we sure have. I'm sure they're both, everybody's here. They're,
so I would say we can move this to the regular agenda item, but we can't vote on it here.
That's
well,
true.
why don't we see if we can
Just
get our
retrieve
quorum
someone.
back real quick? Come on.
Retrieve something.
Ooh, retrieve some. I think this is, we need to take a 5-minute break.
It's like the last action item.
We need to take a 5-minute break. Now Kate's leaving.
No, I'm going.
How you doing, Michael?
Huh?
See you. How you doing?
Oh, Cindy, how are
What's been
you?
going on?
Not too bad. I think I'll have my daughter come join me here.
Can't believe how big Michael's getting. He's so tall. No offense, but I really didn't see that coming.
Yeah. Thank God for moms. Thank God for moms.
Did you see my message? I told you to check your email.
Get in here, people.
Sorry about that. I got a plumber at my front gate trying to get in.
I move to approve a request from Bella Grace, a hotel being constructed near Buste Academy, to provide a waiver allowing the hotel to serve liquor in addition to beer and wine, and forward to the August 27 board agenda.
Is there a second to the motion?
All at once.
I'm like giving them time to.
So when am I supposed to be talking about?
No.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Mr. Miller, how do you vote?
No.
Eric?
Yes.
Kate?
Yes.
And Chris?
Wait a second. Affidavit. So it looks like Mother Emanuel has waived it, so if it's,
Yes.
And the
Yes.
Neighborhood Association.
all right, I'll vote yes.
Priscilla?
That was contingent for me.
Abstaining.
Abstaining?
Yep.
Kevin?
I follow Priscilla.
But you're here.
I'm abstaining.
She's on another continent.
No, but
Is that her reason
I'm just
for
teasing.
abstention?
I vote
But no, I'm on the same continent as you all.
Right.
Okay.
I vote yes, the motion carries. The next item before us is information item only, teacher vacancy updates. Mr.
Right.
Brigman?
Thank you. I'm excited to share with you all that we currently have 2 openings right now for teacher positions. It's
Is
taken
this with or without people actually duct taped to their desk?
no duct tape has been involved yet. And to be transparent, we do have 2 teachers who've submitted their resignation, but they will not be released from their contract until we find a suitable
There's
replacement for
4
our policy.
hirings you need to do.
So we are actively hopefully going to hire candidates or hire teachers before the first day of school. I know that the principal of one of the schools has definitely been interviewing since the end of last week. So as large as we are, we certainly can't control resignations. It's an ongoing, just always movement here. But we're very proud of it. I want to thank the board and Dr. Postaway for your commitment to the math salary schedule. We have no math openings. It's unreal to think we have no math openings.
Thank you, Priscilla.
For your commitment to the 3-year phase-in of the teacher salary structure, with the goal of being the highest paying district in the state. I would say that you are pretty much at the highest paying district
How
in
are
the
they?
state.
How do we care? Why do we care?
We're not worried about that right now. I'll make up later with them.
Tense meetings.
And then also the University of South Carolina partnership for teacher librarians, so the media specialist positions. Proud to say we have no media openings, which last year I think we went through the year with about 5. So I really appreciate the board's commitment and Dr. Postaway's commitment to the funds that you all supported to make these things happen and allow us to move forward. So I'm thrilled. I can't believe that we have so few vacancies. I just want to say that does not mean that there's not a statewide or national issue with teacher vacancies and what's happening with the overall pipeline. So we will continue to make it a top priority. Any questions for me?
That's great.
How are we on principal placements?
We are great on principal placements. They're all filled. We do have an interim or two, but we're good.
So all the principal and assistant principal positions are filled?
They are. We have some interim APs and we're making some moves so that people have some experience in other schools, but we're good.
Anybody have any other questions? Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Mr. Bill.
Thank you.
So the liquor sales waiver request did not get unanimous consent, and nor did the policy JFAA did. However, we have a board member who's not going to want that on consent, so I will adhere to the will of the committee.
So on this room?